this weekend in Nampa, you have a chance to catch a piece of history in the sky. There's already plenty of history on display at the Warhawk Air Museum in Nampa, but get ready for a little something extra this weekend.
Yeah, we're talking about the fighter roundup with some rare World War II planes headed right here to Nampa. And joining us this morning is Director of Aviation there at the museum, J.C. Paul. Thanks so much for getting up early. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on. We really appreciate it.
And J.C., you have a P-40 Warhawk and a P-38 Lightning coming. For people like me that aren't very familiar, why is this such a big deal?
It's a big deal. The P-38 Lightning, and we actually have two P-40 Warhawks we're going to be flying.
Oh, wow.
The P-38 is among the rarest of the fighters from World War II today. There's 5 of them left in the world, and we're bringing this one in Idaho. First time since 2007.
Wow.
And we're going to be flying our P-51C, with there's also 5 of those left in the world today. So some incredibly rare airplanes, and we're going to be flying 8 other airplanes during the event. It's going to be a full day of fun for with aircraft flying in the skies all day.
Yeah, sights in the skies, and you mentioned to me also that you can actually get a ride in those P-40s, correct?
Yes, correct. We still have some sponsorship seats that are part of our member-sponsored flight program at the museum. So you're able to call the museum and actually become a sponsor of one of the flights, and those are available in the P-38 as well as the P-40 and some of the aircraft such as the AT-6 that we're going to be having at the event as well. So they can call the museum, find out more details, and they can reserve their sponsorship ride during the event this weekend.
Sponsorship ride. That sounds exciting. And even just seeing those planes, I think, will be spectacular. But also what will be just as spectacular, I think, would be meeting the guest speaker that's coming there. Major Fred Arnold, I understand, was a World War II P-38 pilot himself.
That's correct. He had 50 missions in the P-38, and there was a documentary that's
that screening's going on.
We are going to screen that. It's a 50-minute documentary that we're going to show in the middle of the day, and then we're going to have a Q&A session with Mr. Arnold later in the afternoon, as well as a book signing with them. So it's not just the aircraft that we're going to be flying, it's also a little bit of history from somebody that was actually there and one of these rare pilots that are still with us.
So how old is Major Arnold?
I was going to ask that too.
I don't ask their age any longer. You know what? He's younger than all of us. Put it this way, yeah, he's seasoned, but he's younger than all of us. He has a passion to share his story for what it was like, what he's been through, and the screening between two worlds is kind of that, of him helping resolve some of these conflicts that he had within himself when he went to war, and it's pretty gripping.
And the neat thing about this event, it appeals to people of all ages. Do you usually see young families, old that
Everything. We have the largest demographic of anybody I know. From the time they're born, kids just love big shiny objects. Then they love airplanes. Then we get into the histories of people whose parents or grandparents were involved, and the veterans, of course, that did fight in these wars. And the museum spans collections from World War I all the way up to Vietnam. So to be able to bring in a P-38 Lightning, flight, a couple P-40s, P-51 Mustangs, a TBM Avenger torpedo bomber, and AT-6s is a pretty rare opportunity for people to see these alive and in their environment, which is the sky.
Along with Major Arnold himself and everything that's already on display normally at the Warhawk Air Museum in Nampa. We appreciate you coming in and giving us just a little taste. Again, that's Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 4. Be sure to head out to the Warhawk Air Museum in Nampa to check that out. Book signing, Q&A, everything with Major Arnold there. So a lot of special stuff going on this weekend.
Very special, unique thing.